Alright, so we're just going in there and shadowing all the dark areas of this. Now you can go nuts on these flags if you want to with the shape of all the different layers and really go to town on it, looking like the flag really rolls over and does all that cool stuff. So it all depends on your creativity, on how creative you want to get. We're trying to do a somewhat fast class, so I picked a flag that wasn't too folded. It has some folds in it, but not extremely detailed with the folds. Now what I'm going to do is just kind of darken it up a little bit. And now come in here and finish this up. You can see how we're starting to get the look of rolls and creases and stuff. Alright. So now with the red pretty much done, now we could work on a little cool thing that I like doing, which is whenever you have a flag that's stitched, it has thread in it. Now the thread will actually shrink and gather up the material a little bit. So what I like doing is going around the edges and just adding a little pull mark to it. Now this little pull mark, it doesn't take much to do. But you're going to the detail of the flag and just kind of add a little bit of a dagger stroke starting from a blunt area and just kind of pulling it off. Now even where the flag is dark, you still do it because you're going to notice that that little bit adds that detail to it. Now this is how you get that real stitched look to a flag. Alright, so that's basically our little tiny stitch look to it. I don't know if you guys can see the detail that much. I know it's very soft, but if you guys get in real nice and tight, you can see that just that little bit. When we go in there and add that white stitching to it, it's really going to make that pop. Okay, so now we're going to clean out our airbrush, and we could actually unmask everything. Alright. So I like cleaning out the airbrush first, and the reason why is because it allows the red a little bit of time to dry. You're not going in there so crazy right after it gets done. So I clean out the airbrush, I let it sit over on the side here, put a little bit of cleaner in it. Make sure your hands are dry. Make sure there's no cleaner or chemicals or anything on your hand when you unmask this. Now when I unmask this, I'll lay this down at a real sharp angle and just lightly pull on it. No point of going nuts on unmasking. You don't need to unmask real fast. Most of your unmasking is when you're going to have your problems. Now, if you prep it properly, you shouldn't have any problems with unmasking. If you didn't prep it properly, that's when all haywire hits the fan. Now, remember how we drew this out? Some of this is real crazy where it overlaps. So now, if you notice, I just unmasked these other ones. And this, I'm going to actually tear off, and I want to keep this, because there's a real sharp fold in this, to kind of help me understand what's going on. Now this I'm just going to lay over here because I drew some patterns on this that'll help me kind of look at what I'm doing here. Alright, so now you look at that and you go, man, that does not look like an American flag at all. This guy really does not know what he's doing. Which is right, I don't know what I'm doing. I just get paid to oh wait, I just come here to teach you guys. Okay, so now we got these weird looking flat white stars. Don't make any sense. So alright, so we are unmasked. Now I'm going to take a little Spectratex black. And put a half a drop in there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of water. The Spectratex reduces with water. And I'm going to shoot some water in there. Okay, now really, really weak black. I'm just going to lightly fog it over the star a little bit. Now I want to stay on the star. I don't want to hit the blue. I just want to add a shadow to the star. Now I'm just shadowing the whole entire star. Now there's a rhyme and reason for this, but right now this is what we need to do. Now this is so over reduced that it wants to skate on me, it wants to walk, because I don't want to change the color of the blue. I just want to change a little bit of that white. Okay, see how it's shadowed up a little bit? You could kind of notice. Just notice it darken it up a little bit. Now there's a reason for this, and I'm going to get into that in a couple seconds. Now you could do this with a little bit of blue too. If you want to make it a little bit cool, you can cool it down a little bit with some blue. Okay. And now we could either do violet shadow or a little bit of blue shadowing, a little bit of gray shadowing on this flag. And I'm going to go ahead and just use this way over reduced black. Now seriously, when I say it's over reduced, it will skate on paper. It's that thin. Okay? Now, if you're scared to work with it this thin, take a little bit of transparent binder and throw it in with transparent binder. The transparent binder will thicken up the body, yet keep it transparent. Now I'm going to go around and make sure there's no tape on any of these edges. Make sure I didn't miss any masking or anything like that. And now I'm going to start laying in my shadowing. Now what we have here is the red actually comes here and rolls over. We'll have a sharp area right in here. Which is where the white rolls into the flag. Okay, now this area here is all going to be dark. Now you can see how slow I build up this dark color. I want to be very slow at it. I'm not masking on it, so adhesion is not my concern right now, especially as thin as I'm shooting it. But you should be able to reduce your paints down to where they basically become water. Wicked says you can reduce down to 800%. I'm going to keep on building up this shadow property. Now you can see I'm doing it real slow. I'm very, very slow on building this up. And that's because I don't want to get too much moisture on it. I want it to work slow into this. And I don't want the paint to skate on me either, because it's so thin. It can walk on me real easy. But see, I don't want to use a gray. If I put gray in it, which to gray it out you'd have to add some white. If I brought that white over the red, you would actually see a pinkish color in there. You would actually see that gray. So that's why you have to have this way over reduced paint. You got to work real slow with the blacks. Now if you're going to do this with a little bit of blue, you got to be real careful next to that red. So now if we want to, because we have pretty hard lines in here, I could bring this in here and just kind of add a real soft shadowed line. Now because we already have hard lines, it's okay to do that. If you're doing that with these being all soft lines, then it would look out of place. Now, if you noticed, I didn't hold this right to the surface. I held it away, a couple inches away from it, and then blew through. And what that does is that gives you a hard edge, but it's still a soft line. Okay, so now that we're kind of getting the look of this folded up flag, we're going to come in and continue shadowing on all this. Okay, now just a very soft shadow makes a big difference, doesn't it? Gives it that nice soft folded look. You don't need to come in with a hard black line and just bury that white. Just a little softness gives it that really kind of a texture feel to it, huh? Almost looks like it's material, real soft in your hand type material, right? Now remember the lines that we did in the red, those stitch lines, those got to be there also. So now when we just lay in those real soft lines in there, it gives that feeling of that silk just being real super soft. Now as you add these slight little shadows, you start noticing it's starting to look like a flag now. It's starting to really get that motion. Just a real soft touch makes a big difference. See how just that little bit of soft color really makes that difference. And don't forget to do these little tiny stitch marks where the material gathered up a little bit as the thread shrank. Down in here, I'm going to do a nice dark shadow. Make this look like it's really dropped down in here. Okay, now we have this dark shadow here from this flag edge here. So now this is going to have all that darkness to it, and same with up here. So now we have some little wrinkle areas in here. You can go into the red areas with this weak black. Try not to, because you don't want to darken up the red too much. But if you have, if it does overlap a little bit, it's so weak that on the red you shouldn't really see it too much. Okay, now we want these areas to be pretty dark, but we can't just blast it in there. We need to add a little bit of texture, even though it's going to be dark. It still has to have that texture in there. The texture doesn't just stop just because it's dark. Okay, so now we're starting to get that folded flag look, right? Now in this area, we'll do some little lines in here and kind of give it that soft material look.